white people think black people are magic. That's the sort of surprising, but not really surprising result of some research that was recently published in Social, Psychological, and Personality Science. Researchers at Northwestern and the University of Virginia conducted a series of 4 studies, the first 2 of which were implicit association studies. These are really fascinating ways to tell how someone may be biased without directly asking them, because sometimes people lie, or sometimes people just aren't even aware of their own biases. Basically, what happens in implicit association tests is that words flash in front of a person's eyes, and they have to very quickly categorize these. And in this way, you can test somebody's gut reactions. And so for this study, they found that white people were more likely to associate Black people with ideas like paranormal, or the word ghost, or the word spirit. Much more so with Black people than with white people. A third test showed that white people were more likely to associate a Black person, compared to a white person, with superpowers. Now, you may be thinking at this point, that sounds awesome. Like, what could possibly be wrong with that? Well, that's where the 4th test came into play. The 4th test showed that the more a white person associated Black people with the supernatural and with superhero powers, the less likely they were to believe that that person could feel pain. That is a huge problem, and it shows that the idea of superhumanizing someone can be just as bad as dehumanizing them. All this reminds me of a talk I give every now and again on women's intuition, the idea that women don't need logic and reason because they have a special supernatural way of knowing things, like, for instance, knowing that their child is sick or in pain. On the surface, this seems like a good thing, empowering even. But imagine that you raise a child to believe that he's Superman, even though he has no superpower. You can't be surprised when he jumps off a building hoping to fly. It's the same thing with women's intuition. It doesn't actually exist. It's a fake superpower. So it's not empowering to pretend that women have it. It's all very similar to living in a society that sees Black people as somehow paranormal, which is reinforced in countless films and television shows, so much so that it's got its own name, the magical Negro trope, which you can see examples of in the doobly-doo. It's incredibly pervasive if you haven't noticed it yet. And so all of this contributes to people viewing Black people as something other. And it's just as bad as dehumanizing. Superhumanizing them still prevents white people from seeing Black people as simply human.